Asanzuri! I'm Maeve De Voe, the world's first princess pop star, and I will be explaining the story of my original song, Voilà, and diving into the multi-part lore of my original character, Josephine Jobert. I made sure to get every single detail of the story on my phone, so I will be referring to it and reading through it. Josephine is a French character I created while making my song Ne Sais Quoi back in 2024. She is the embodiment of elegance, decadence, luxury, riches, and romance. She carries herself in such a refined way that being around her feels like a specialty. Through her full story, we see drastic changes, love games of intelligence, and a wish that ruins her life. Josephine is a hopeless romantic financial analyst living a somewhat ordinary life. During her day-to-day job, she daydreams of a passionate operatic love game, yearning to find her soulmate. While the outside world sees her as a prestigious monochrome prodigy, her mind paints her into a pink princess at masquerade balls, with dramatic tension finding her Prince Charming who matches her intensity. She begins living a secret double life, transforming into a princess in the elevator when everyone leaves. But underneath her career and her daydream lies a deeper conflict she refuses to confront. As her impatience for romance grows, so does the internal fire to become the real version of herself she's been avoiding. I do not work in this field, so I'm sorry if I got any information wrong. I did my best to research online though. Josephine Jobert got the job of junior financial analyst after interning at an elite global investment firm. So basically, she's a finance girly. She was flagged by a recruiter as exceptional and has an incredible track record. During her internship, she identified a pricing risk, built a model, the firm deployed capital, and it earned millions. Her framework actually reduced drawdown during the volatility window. She became a conditional hire since she doesn't have a bachelor's degree, so word spread fast among senior staff, so she was fast-tracked into a return offer. This became controversial internally, causing her to have a lot of eyes on her. Halfway during the Voilà era, she becomes brought in selectively as an analytical extension of the hedge fund team, although she is formally assigned to the global investment analysis team. Basically, from the second she showed up as an intern, she knew that she was going to become managing director, and managing director is like the creme de la creme. That's like the top. That's the big dog. She has extreme confidence in herself. She adds small touches of glam to her regular outfits to make sure she stands out as well. And of course, the crown brooch because she's a princess. She consciously uses her presentation as part of her power positioning. Now that we got past the reason why she's even in an office, I will be explaining the actual lyrics. Josephine is a maladaptive daydreamer and hopeless romantic living a normal life. While she sits at her desk or walks around the office, she is fantasizing of this fantasy world she's created. She wants to be a princess and have this Prince Charming come sweep her off her feet. Her actual life is going along as planned. I mean, she's literally a conditional hire for this massive global elite investment firm. She's climbing the ladder, like she's doing good, but also she desires change. She wants excitement, she wants drama, this like back and forth. She essentially wants a love game. In her head, she has a very specific daydream that she does frequently. That's why she has like the very ornate stuff because of this one thing. It's like her and this Prince Charming are at a party and they're dancing around each other trying not to confess. So just like imagine this gorgeous masquerade ball with like rococo interior and it's like everyone's in fancy outfits and these two are like literally dancing around each other trying not to say that they're in love. She walks around with poise, but she's actually quite immature and impatient. The longer time goes on, the more frustrated she gets that her lover has not arrived. She wants someone matching her energy of dramatic responses and playful behavior, someone who's inherently impressive. That's the key. She doesn't want a forward or fast love. She wants a love that is constantly dancing on the edge of a confession. An operatic romance. The main symbol for Voilà is a mirror. And while this whole thing is going on with her doing her career and trying to find this guy, she has a very complex internal battle that she is desperately trying to push away. She feels like she's faking a lot about herself. She can see this almost polar opposite looking version of herself inside of her that she knows deep in her heart is the real her. She tries to ignore it, but whenever she's daydreaming, it'll like pop into her mind for a second. She hates it, like absolutely hates it. But we do hear a few lyrics in the song that touch on this. Discrete duality and mirror on the wall I want to change. She deeply fears this change that her heart is yearning for, but in that part of the song, mirror on the wall I want to change, she acknowledges it out loud and wishes for it. The fan favorite part of the song, the bridge, which is dance on the edge of your confession, that is a mantra, a love spell, a manifestation chant for her wish to come true. However, this is the biggest part of the entire video. She said the word never. She said never touching, lips next to mine, but never touching, which was ultimately her life downfall. I will be releasing an entire video talking about this very topic, but she focused too much on the desire of attention and passion that she created an unwanted outcome. So she thinks. I consider that part of the song the moment that changed her life. That's why it's so intense in that part of the song. It's literally the climax of this whole story. But the story of Josephine does not end there. Love me forever. Josephine has everything. Massive success, luxury, a life perfectly in place. Yet she's bored. That romantic dream still plays in her mind. However, at a black tie event, she locks eyes with a stranger she can't forget. And what starts as curiosity turns into an addictive game of tension, flirtation, and almost confessions. They dance around their feelings but never say it out loud. And somewhere in the peak of night, Josephine realizes she's fallen in love. Now, what once felt new and exciting begins to deeply ache. This love game is everything she's wished for. Everything is exactly as she dreamt. But she's starting to desire a transition towards committing. Her lover, however, is hard to read. Do they really love Josephine back? Or is this truly all a game? At the end of Voilà, she gets promoted to senior associate. And you'll actually get to see her celebrate this on my Instagram. Later, in between these two songs, she gets promoted again to vice president, then director or senior vice president, and then finally, for Je Ne Sais Quoi, she is managing director. She literally did it. She went from being a conditional hire, walking around going, I'm gonna be managing director. I have what it takes. I have the intelligence, give me the role. She would walk around like a little queen, like, this is mine. The more she climbs, the more she clings to her daydreams, but in smaller time frames. I don't know if you've ever done this. I've done this. I know it's extremely relatable, but the more people she meets, the more she thinks to herself, is that the one? Like, just without them even becoming acquaintances or like past, how are you doing? Like, it's literally like the most hopeless romantic you can get. It's the typical, like, that person remotely suits my ideal type. I think that's my soulmate. Like, it's that kind of thing. However, her daydreams have entirely changed. Now, I'm gonna feel weird saying this because I am the first song version, so saying this feels weird. Between Voilà and Je Ne Sais Quoi, she cuts off all of her hair. She does this to be more true to her real self, the self on the inside, the polar opposite version of her. So her style, or this style, morphs from immature pink princess to mature dark chocolate luxury. I will do my best to summarize the story of Je Ne Sais Quoi. I literally want to turn it into a novel, so here we go. Josephine meets someone at this party who is the embodiment of chocolate. The hair, the eyes, the aura, the clothes. They don't get to talk a lot at the party. They don't even exchange numbers. And this person doesn't work at the company. Days go by and she is still thinking of this person. She goes on a hunt to find them, asking anyone if they know who this was. When Josephine finally does see this person again, the game begins. Constant flirting, but hiding it. So they can't automatically tell. Going on romantic rich dates, but calling it hanging out. Josephine is completely obsessed. However, they don't confess. There's so many movie-like moments where they both want to. they don't. And Josephine loves that. But it starts to take a toll after a while. After Josephine genuinely falls in love for real, she gets upset. She wants this to become something, and it isn't. The idea that this person is still single is horrifying to her. She desperately wants to date them, and she's starting to get much more forward. The very last line of the song, "Love me forever," is the most beautiful and heartbreaking thing. The feelings she has are so wholesome and genuinely raw in love, but there's such an uncertain tragedy that they aren't getting together. Josephine fights with all of her soul to start letting this person know that she's in love. No! This is a 3-part saga. I have not told you what song 3 is yet because I want you to take a guess. I want to hear your ideas of how the story would continue. I've already finished producing song 3, which by the way, it is literally the sickest beat I've ever made in my life. If you think Voilà has a sick beat, this is something I've never heard before. So I know where the story goes. Take your guess. In Voilà, she daydreams of being a princess at a royal ball. So her primary thing is that she's a pink princess. In Je Ne Sais Quoi, she has the ego of being managing director, and so she believes she can wear the crown now. Also in Voilà, she wears her tiara as a diamond headband. In Je Ne Sais Quoi, she finds her iconic chocolate style and clings to her brown diamond crown. She even displays it on her chocolate dresser as her defining piece. I want you to imagine her bedroom, by the way. Imagine like a chocolate bedroom. Dark academia, chocolate bedroom, rich person. Voilà is for a whole different reason than Je Ne Sais Quoi. Fun fact number 1, Josephine is French. This all takes place in France, specifically Paris, so the French versions of the songs are canon. Those are the lore-accurate versions, so if you listen to the songs or if you watch the music videos, in the music videos you will actually see French written in Voilà, because that's her native language. Fun fact number 2, in Voilà she is 19 years old, and in Je Ne Sais Quoi she is 22. I produced and wrote Voilà at the age of 19, as well as you can hear me sing at the age of 19 in the chorus. To this day, that's the version I released. I'm singing a duet with myself at 19 years old. At the age of 22, I recorded and released my song Je Ne Sais Quoi, so both songs follow my age that I created them as. So my vocals in the songs are my age that she is. Fun fact number 3. In Je Ne Sais Quoi, she isn't so much an outward singer, but I am singing her poems. So the entirety of Je Ne Sais Quoi, imagine it as a French poem, and this is like what she hears in her head. It could be that in Voilà, she is casually singing out to her future lover, but in Je Ne Sais Quoi, it's all about poems. It's all about poetry. Maybe in Je Ne Sais Quoi, she walks around her house singing her poetry, putting melodies to her words, and that could be Je Ne Sais Quoi. Oh, I'm imagining her bedroom, and then like, that is a stunning aesthetic. Can you imagine? Rich millionaire, chocolate aesthetic, like crazy, walking around this Parisian bedroom and just like quietly humming and singing to herself. Je ne sais quoi. Like, Fun fact number 4, in part 3 of Josephine's story, she could probably go by a different name. Fun fact number 5, Josephine has a love for magic. She is obsessed with the idea of a love spell. She loves all that kind of stuff. Think like Disney movie love spell kind of thing. And manifesting. Think like a bunch of manifesting books on her dresser. The bridge of Voilà is literally a love spell, but it goes wrong. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it exactly as you speak it. But that is the lore and the story of my song Voilà and Je ne sais quoi. I am literally recording this at 5 a.m. Like, this is... I have stayed up all night. My heart and soul is in this storyline for some reason, and this character, and I just cling to this character. And so the fact that I get to be her again is just so fun. I truly cannot wait to show you this 3rd song. It's the best out of all of them. If you think Voilà is good, this beats it. I get so happy whenever people tell me that they're so invested in the lore and they like the story. Like, that means so much to me. I want to genuinely write a trilogy book on this character and this story. I like envisioning it as a movie one day. I think this would just sell out. The box office would go crazy with this because it's so classy and rich and refined, but there's so much tension and craziness. It's like high intelligence because it's all about like finance stuff and climbing to the top of that industry. I hope that everyone liked the story, and if you want to know more lore, there's literally so much more. I could share for hours. I could talk about this for hours. Like I said, I literally have a novel. If you want to know more lore, comment below a question and I will answer. But thank you so much for watching. Please go stream Voilà. Both English and French are available on all streaming platforms. Check out my music video that I self-produced and filmed, which also has a French version where you can see the subtitles and hear the dub. And of course, check out my favorite thing ever, Je Ne Sais Quoi. English and French versions are available. I will forever say that Je Ne Sais Quoi is my favorite. Like, it's just my favorite. It's go look at the aesthetic. Go watch that lyric video and you will see what I mean. Thank you so much to anyone who supported me with this song. This is my baby and I'm just so thankful. Asanzuri!